Ladies and gentlemen, around the world, look who we have here. Third time. Barry, it is a pleasure and honour to be chatting with you again, mate. How have you been?
I've been great, mate. It's lovely to be back. Lovely to see you. And yeah, anytime we can get these put together, we do so, don't we? So yeah, it's great. I'm just glad there's another game that we can talk about. That means it's doing well.
Every time I see you, there's different facial hair, there's no facial hair, there's a different look, there's tattoos,
Yeah,
and
well,
this
I
time
thought,
clean.
yeah, I'd mix it up. I thought I'd come cosplay as Lieutenant John Price from. I've just got to go off and rescue Farah from General Barkov's lab in about an hour. So I might have to shoot. Just got to put the hat on. The helicopter's in the field outside, so I'll be off. But yeah,
Oh,
it's a job that requires the lower part of my face. I always have some kind of argument with the hair and makeup department as to why I can keep a beard or at least stubble. But this job is like a bit of a period thing, and it's like it's not happening. So I lost the argument. Luckily, do.
how was your year last year?
Wonderful. Very busy. Creatively very fulfilling and very fulfilling from a family perspective as well. So we got a lot of nice few vacations in.
Oh, where to? Can you reveal?
We did in Florida for a while. Spent a fair bit of time in Los Angeles again, and kind of we were lucky. We were back and forward, and
Yeah.
Paris, a little bit of Paris. So yeah, it was nice. Nice.
What are
Lovely.
you like on a holiday? You relax, or are you, we've got to do things with the kids every day kind of thing?
But we'll do a bunch of stuff. You know, we tend to always factor like a Disney experience in there for them at some point. So a lot of the things build it around there, so they've got
Yeah.
something to do. Yeah, we love it as a family. So you'll see on my posts, we're always there. Or my wife's, we're always milling about the Disney parks. Um,
Yeah. You're at
so
Disneyland or Disney World?
all of them.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
I
Mate.
feel like we started, we can't finish. You know what I mean? It's like it doesn't get any cheaper year on year. Let me put it that way.
Are they like repeating the same Disney movies? Because I know I drove my parents crazy with Toy Story just on repeat. I'm sure your
But we
kids do
just
the
we
same.
actually just watched all. We're going through all the Toy Story because my wife swears she's never seen them, even though they're on. But she says she's always busy when we've watched them over the years. So she's actually sitting down to actually watch them. I think I've watched them like 15 times. So we've just watched one and two. We're halfway through three, and then we finished three, and we reached the conclusion that they should have stopped there.
You're not going to watch
That's
four. That's
No,
it.
we'll watch it, but I think they should have stopped there. Like looking at the arc
Oh,
of the entire
I know.
story, it's like it's just so perfect at the end of that one, and it's like, oh,
Did you
maybe we
shed a
should.
tear? Because I did at that ending, honestly.
Yeah, totally. As I get older, everything gets me. It's a wonderful experience of aging. To be honest, it just hits me on that, and I don't give a shit. So, um, if it hits me, it hits me, which is
Yeah,
fun. But yeah,
you've always been kind of open with your emotions, which I love. Is that something after you got sober, before or after you got kids? When did that?
I was working towards it. I mean, to succeed in what I do for a living, you need to be quite emotionally intelligent
Mm,
anyway. I mean, you need to kind of be aware of it. Um, that's not to say that you start off that way, but you kind of want to get you kind of want to start with understanding yourself, and then when you understand yourself, you're then in a position that you can understand other human beings and kind of play different characters, right? So, um, part of doing that, and part of I think a responsibility to myself and my family is to keep bettering myself and to keep working myself out so that I can get rid of any past conditioning or neuroses that have kind of um, been part of my coping mechanism in my childhood and 20s and 30s and whatever. You don't want to turn around at 60 and realize you're still doing the same shit you were when you were 20. I mean, that's terrifying.
mm.
So, you've eventually, at some point, you got to go, okay, what's the bits I like and what bits need to be fixed or worked on? And that's kind of what I've been doing in this journey, and I'm really enjoying it. Some bits are difficult, and that comes with sobriety as well. Like bits like so it's like emotions that'll come through or things that'll trigger certain emotions within you in the past, maybe you'd, have a drink to kind of, I finally want to go there. Now it's there, and you're gonna sit in it, and it sounds very, very woo woo, but it makes sense to me that, like, it's just like emotion is just like the clouds in the sky, man. It's just like weather. So when I feel something, I'm like, yes, this is shit right now, but I'm gonna give it an hour, and I'm gonna see where I am in an hour, and I'll take it from there. It's like when I used to drink. I'd work. I'd done this thing when I used to work out. That first hour when you wake up with the hangover, that's the worst that the hangover is ever going to be. So like every hour from then is going to be golden. So it's like just know that the future is getting better. It's kind of like that. Just let it happen and see where you go.
So you don't fall back on anything else now? Like you don't have any other vices?
No vices as such. I mean, I go on my phone too much. So that was something that I've actually got. I don't know if to say the brand because they're not giving it me for free or anything. But it's a new company. No, fuck it. No, they're good. They're doing a good job. It's called the Light Phone.
Oh, okay.
And,
you like it?
It basically just texts and makes phone calls. It's touchscreen stuff.
Also, no apps.
No apps,
Oh.
no pictures, no email, no nothing. So me and my wife both got that phone. We're giving it a try to see if we can limit. I've still got to have my other phone for business and stuff like that and for socials. But if I can limit the amount of time that I'm on that one by taking out the light phone with me for work and business and when I'm on set and things like that, for downtime, then I can dramatically decrease that hold that has on me, because it just steals too much time. It's a brilliant algorithm and a brilliant design on the phone. It's doing its job amazingly well, and hats off to the motherfucker who invented it. Yeah, so things
hey, it's
like
keeping me afloat, Barry, on YouTube. The algorithm.
No, 100%. Look,
yeah,
no,
you know what I
I
mean?
don't see it. I don't see it as a true villain. As with anything, anything in moderation is key.
Yeah.
And so it's just about doing a little bit less for me as I'm changing things up. But on the most part, I try and keep ahead of myself. I meditate and do yoga every day.
For how long?
It's important. Like this morning, I got up at 5. I was done by 7, so it's 2 hours.
That's a chunk of time. That's a decent chunk of time.
I'll try and get up and get it done before the kids get off of school, and then we're in with a fighting chance of getting other stuff done. So yeah, it's important to me. It's like it's just a mental health check, really. I can feel my energy deplete if I'm not taking care of myself that way, because that's why, like, performing is quite cathartic through your characters and stuff. So when there's a little bit of downtime, you can feel that creep through, without the release. So you've always got to make sure that you're doing stuff for yourself.
But are you thinking about work when you're doing that, or are you trying to not think about that stuff?
That's the biggest issue with it. When you say to people to meditate, I think people panic that they can't shut off, but really, your brain's going to shut off when you're dead. You know what I mean? Like it's going to speak. What it's for is to notice the repetitive thought patterns and how much you say the same shit. So it's like it's getting behind and observing yourself. So again, it's about learning yourself.
Yeah.
And thinking, that's negative self-talk. I'm saying that thing again. I'm thinking about that again. And kind of seeing it like an annoying buddy who, like, is just like, you're trying to sit for 10 minutes and it's going, you've got to call that company about that bill, or, we've got to edit that video that we haven't done. You're like, dude, I'm taking 10 minutes. Fuck off. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's like the devil on you.
Right now. Yeah. Right now, we're just sitting here. We both decided we were going to sit here, and then, so you just kind of learn. It's like it's just a form of self-control, really. It's like, can I change the way my thoughts are going? And I find it really helpful.
So have you got the whole, like, New Year's resolution thing? Have you got, like, goals for this year? Do you write them down? Do you have vague goals? How do you look at it?
It's important to, and this was actually something that I get from my wife and spiritual practice, but I also got from when I was working with the Navy SEALs, to be honest. Visualization is key. So you need to see the year that you want. You need to see those things in your third eye. You need to kind of visualize what it is that you want to achieve in this year. And then you need to give thanks for it. Like, it's already happened. Like, I'm so grateful that is in my life now.
Yeah.
And then just fucking leave it. You know what I mean? And then I've seen it happen. I've seen things that I've put out there come to fruition. So I know it works, but it's difficult for some people to get that, because if your narrative in your head is life is hard and achieving things is hard and money is hard to come by, then guess what?
Exactly.
It's going to be your reality. So how you speak about yourself and how you speak about what your life is incredibly important. So if somebody asks you how you're doing, yeah, I'm great. And, trying to get, speak into existence. And that's not, again, it's very difficult to clarify. If someone is suffering from depression or is low or is down, I'm not suggesting that they should pretend it isn't happening and say, "Oh, I'm great, I'm fine."
Yeah.
But you need to in those moments of pain and low energy, you need to think of the things that you are in fact grateful for and try and focus on those, and go from there. But it's quite deep for our conversations. I'm enjoying this, Dan.
I'm loving this, mate. I could do this for I could do this for hours with this beautiful backdrop you've got here, and we just need a campfire.
Yeah, we usually have one in the garden there somewhere. We put a little fire out.
Do you listen to podcasts or like on this sort of mental health sort of stuff?
Well, my wife does that. She's a coach, a spiritual teacher, a Reiki master, an author. So I've been very fortunate to be around her, and there's books lying around the place, and there's information kind of scattered there to pick up. And once you open your eyes up to an awakening of such like that, then things start to just come into your reality, to be honest. And synchronicities start to happen. You start to, someone will say, "Have you read this book?" And you're like, "Fuck, I was about to read that." Like, have you heard Alan Watts? Or, all of a sudden then we're having a conversation, and it's like, I think when you have kids, like, you realize that there's all these parks and shit, all these areas that people were going to this whole time that you just didn't know they even existed.
Yeah,
like, wow,
that's so true.
Yeah. And it's the same with a spiritual journey like this. It's like all of a sudden, like, you're on a different floor, and these people who you weren't seeing, kind of, you're on the vibration of them, and they're like, "Hey, you read that as well. You understand this," and then you start having a conversation with people like that. So yeah, it all opens up for you. But I've got a thirst for knowledge on it, really. So I'm just kind of reading all I can, watching all I can, and then making sense of it through my own mind. On a very, very, very deep level. I believe that we are all from the same point of existence as one. So really, all you're doing is you're not acquiring new knowledge. You're just remembering knowledge that you've already got. So you're just kind of remembering what it is we.
So you wouldn't like the word religion?
I don't belong to any particular religious faith as such. Like, I don't practice. I don't go to Catholic church or Protestant church. Or at the moment, I would consider myself more aligned with, like, the Sikh faith or the Hindu faith or somewhere around there, but or Buddhism, Zen Buddhism. But I'm not a big fan of anything that gets overly organized, because then you've got to start making money, and then it gets a bit clouded, But I think whatever gives anybody inner peace is so important. Yeah, if faith brings you that, then great. And if it doesn't, and you will need to find it somewhere else, then whichever way you find it is the way.
How did your wife get into this journey of hers? And because she's now made it a business, right? For one, and also, how much have you learned from her on this?
I've learned personally tons. I mean, Kate's been on this journey for coming up 15, 16 years now.
So after you met her,
she was always open to that. She's always had a gift for things, which she expands upon. It's not my place to say, but she expands upon in her book, Celestial Goddess Rise, and it's out there now. It's available in audiobook and it's on Amazon.
Amazon, yeah.
Places you can get audiobooks and books from, you'll find this.
I'll leave a link in the description.
Yeah, great. And she talks about those particular gifts and things like that I've witnessed and been, privy to. So she's been out a long time, and you can't help but be around someone doing this kind of work and it not rub off on you, and you'd be quite to dismiss. But it's interesting because I came at it. I started with breath work with Wim Hof, there was something physical about it, kind of like a masculine energy to it, a bit more like I came at it like, okay, I can do this. So it's breath, and so I can get into it this way, and then from there you kind of
opened
out.
Yeah,
a good entry point for me. That and a book by Dr. Joe Dispenza about rewiring your brain patterns. So you reinvent the way you think. If you want a new experience in life, you can't keep doing the same things. If you want to change, your lifestyle has to change. You have to make fundamental changes in who you identify as being in order to have a new experience. If you do the same shit happens. It's really simple, to be honest.
I know you have been teasing some music, right? The Smiling Jackals. That's the band from how long? When was this created? Years ago.
I mean, I started as playing in a band as a musician with my friend Rob in probably 1995.
So you were a young lad, yeah.
Yeah. We were young, and we used to go and play the pubs and clubs, and we were in a band for years and years, and we went to music college, where we met Nick, who's the drummer for the band, and that's what we were doing. We were gigging and touring and playing, and up until the band then split up in about 2002, because I started to book some acting jobs, and Nick joined the band. They got a record deal, and he was off.
So you stayed friends, obviously.
Yeah, we've always been in contact. I mean, all the way through the years, different continents all the time. And Nick was touring the world and stuff like that. So it was sometimes we'd catch each other. If he was in the States, I'd catch him there and stuff like that. And then recently we decided to start hanging out again and playing some music, and it was amazing. We really enjoyed it, and it's nice. It's just for us at the moment. We're just getting the joy out of it, playing the old songs, writing some new ones, and we're in the studio recording some stuff, and it'll be out and about where you get all your music from at some point soon. I'm not privy to say what date that is. But, me, I'll be promoting the shit out of it when it is. So keep peeled. But you can follow, if you put a link to the Insta and Twitter profiles on this, people can check that out as well.
So I'm guessing
there's little music, but not much.
I'm guessing with the jumper you're wearing, the Beatles are inspiration, right?
Yeah, big time. I mean, I've grown up with it. I've actually, speaking of that, I've actually written a play, which is going to be
written a play. Congratulations!
Yeah. Thank you. It's going to be on at the Watford Palace Theatre later this year. We're really excited about it. It is set in 1976. It's the last meeting between John Lennon and Paul McCartney in person.
Wow.
It's
great idea.
A movie. Yeah, it's based on a movie that was out in 1999 called Two of Us. And we've adapted the screenplay. And turned it into a play for the stage. So we're really excited. My friend Richard Short and I are going to star as John and Paul. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'll be clean shaven like this again, with a bit of a nose.
What other involvement do you have? Just starring and writing? No other? Is there producing or what?
Writing and producing, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be producing as well. So it's exciting. It's again, once we get everything finalised and artwork and stuff, we'll start getting that out into the general public. But yeah, it's something to look forward to. But yeah, the Beatles are huge. The band I was in, we used to play the cabin, so you kind of have those links, and you just can't grow up in Liverpool and it not be inspiring that young lads from where you grew up became the biggest thing on the planet. I mean, it just gives you,
Yeah.
we're all in a working class blue collar city that I grew up in. Sometimes the arts is one of the best options, and certainly was for me.
I don't know if I've asked you this before, but was music the first plan before acting, or was acting always the plan?
I was always a show off, Dan. I was always, looking back now. I mean, when I was in music college, I remember our head of the school was like, there might be a few more talented musicians, but there is no one who was going to make a career on the stage other than you out of this. Like, he said that, I am sure.
Geez, that's really cool to hear. Yeah.
I was like smashing my guitars up and kicking amps over, and I was very, very Nirvana influenced at that stage. But yeah, I was always a performer. I was always wanting to be noticed or loved or watched or whatever it is, that this weird job that I do, and whatever that is. And so that kind of it was always on the cards. But I was definitely wanting to be a musician. I mean, growing up, being like 15, 16 in the mid 90s, like Oasis and Britpop and the height of all that. So it was a definite viable option. I mean, I know I look too young to be saying this, but yeah,
you look younger than me in this interview, I reckon.
Because we don't get any sun on the bottom half of our faces, so when we actually shave, it's like this hasn't been out since about 2005.
I shaved this off once for an interview, and they said all the comments were, "Don't ever do that again, please." It's horrifying.
Well, you know what? We're going to find out what the response to this face is, because not many people see my lip very often. But I'm going to love all versions of myself, this one included.
With the music, is it true you love Five Finger Death Punch like myself?
Yeah. They're the top band, man. The top band, and it was great. It was great to have them in the game as well, wasn't it? Recently.
Yeah, they had a little song. Yeah, was that in the Nikolai scene? Is that what I'm thinking of?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. But I've got a really eclectic musical taste. I'm into everything. From very early classical music right the way, through, Five Finger and Slipknot and, everything in between, really.
Katy Perry?
It's
Taylor Swift?
Yeah. Taylor Swift is fantastic. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. She's a brilliant songwriter, brilliant pop writer. I mean, she's not my go-to.
No.
But I think some of her songs are great. Yeah, really good.
What are you listening to at the moment? Anything in particular?
I was doing a bit of prep for the play, actually. So I've been listening to a lot of 50s rock and roll, Buddy Holly, the Big Bopper, stuff like that. And also, what was the other one I was listening to the other day? So it was like, listening to like My Son John by David Whitfield, which was John Lennon's mother's, one of her favourite songs. It's really emotive and very old-fashioned, you know what I mean? But
that's all right, yeah.
Heartbreaking, really, when you hear it. So I'm beginning to start, you can see, I got the John Lennon life.
Oh, nice. Yeah, so you still do, I was going to say, you still do playlists for each character that you work on.
Yeah, and I'm starting John's off now.
Yeah.
Slowly.
Yeah.
Still got a couple of jobs on the go, so I'm flitting between
playlists
at the moment. Yeah. I'll be back into Yossi Hughes, back into 1980s Liverpool very soon. But yeah, it's music's incredibly important to me, and especially for character building. I start there. You know, your body's
Yeah.
75% water, so what you listen to, you become, right? You vibrate on that level. So if I need to get into a mood or feel a certain way, then blasting something into your ears is a great way to trigger an emotion or a feeling.
Oh, 100%. And I love that Sam, who plays Ghost, Samuel Rukin, who plays Ghost in COD, he told me he listened to classical music for Ghost. I found that a really interesting choice.
It makes sense, doesn't it?
Mm,
Because he is very still and calm, you know.
mm.
I tend to, the reason I have such violent music is because it was something I did with Joe Graves on Six, which I carried over into John on this, is that sometimes with Price there can be a calmness and a stillness and a control on the outside, but it's important to know that his brain is full of everything he's ever killed and everything he's ever done, and the violence of that and the struggle with that. So that's the noise inside and the calmness exterior. So I kind of try and play off that a little bit.
Well, it's interesting. When we last chatted, you said you tried to rein him back in a little bit. And now with Modern Warfare 3, it seems like he's gone a bit off the deep end, would you say? Well, what would you say? How would you put it?
I just think he, he's a man of his word, and what Shepard had done to the team was unforgivable. It wasn't going to go unpunished. It was only a matter of time.
Mm.
And as soon as what happened in the last game towards the end in the Channel Tunnel, that was it. It was going to happen because part of it, he blames himself, obviously, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna take care of what I can control, which is he doesn't breathe anymore. That's done, and then I'll clean up the rest of the mess as we go forward, which I have no doubt he will do. But I can't imagine from what position he'll start, because it's very difficult for him to function in the way he was functioning.
Yeah, right.
He would technically be he's a criminal.
That's what I mean. If we pick off from there, now you're going to have an interesting task to do, because I think it's kind of reminiscent of Modern Warfare 3 and the originals a little bit, where he kind of goes off.
Disavowed and taken.
Yeah.
It's likely. I mean, I'll be brutally honest. I've not even had a beginning conversation with anyone. We'd worked together so much on the 2 games back to back that everyone's just gone to our different stations around the globe. And
no, I think it'll be many years till we see another one. But that's good. It's sometimes good to have a break like that,
Yeah, again, I tweeted something the other day, like Graham, one of our producers, tweeted a picture of me and Julian sat around in a coffee, which was while we were filming Modern Warfare 3. And then like an article picked up, was like, Barry Sloane posts picture of Modern Warfare 4.
Oh, like, God. Fucking hell. Honestly, it's so annoying.
I'm like, should I just go on and say this is bullshit, or do I just want the guy to get his clicks? Because I'm about people succeeding. You know what I mean? I'm like, it doesn't hurt me, and it's going to help his channel. It's going to help his page and all that. So whatever you want to do, really. Doesn't bother me, but we see these things and we laugh. Like, just so you know.
How did you find that scene with Neil, and when you found out about what happened there? Trying to avoid spoilers for who haven't played it, but it happens a lot, to actors on shows and movies and plays, and there's a script, things happen, and it's uncomfortable, and it is crap, because you become friends with people, and then they not lose their job. It sounds terrible, but they're not going to be coming to work with you on that particular thing again, at least not on that timeline. Correct.
So So it was upsetting when we found out, and but I remember saying to Neil straight away, like, you're going to be a fucking legend, it's part of the law. Like it's as sad as it is, you're now a part of, if people didn't give a shit, they wouldn't be picking your character. So it's actually a compliment. You only kill off people that people care about. You don't kill the characters that the people are like grey about.
No, if there's not a little bit of outrage, then no one cared. Yeah,
exactly. And there was a lot of outrage, and quite rightly so. But in the words of the great Mick Jagger, you can't always get what you want.
I love that. Yeah. So, how did you find that scene with after those events transpired? You, Sam, Gaz.
Yeah. You know what? It was interesting to do. We kind of remember we shot it, and you allow yourself to feel whatever you're going to feel. And I remember getting quite emotional at one point. We all did. We did the same way. And then I said, right now we must do it with nothing.
Wow.
We must do this with no emotion, because it's important for the viewer to have the emotion, not see me. One of the best parts of being an actor, and something you learn as you go, is the best actors don't show the emotion, really. It's like, it's for you to decide how you feel about this situation. You should know how Price it's quite apparent how Price feels, but you don't have to see him well up and bawl his eyes out. It would be kind of weird.
Well, it wouldn't really make sense for the character. Let's be perfectly honest, would it? No,
not at all. And also, I met this when I worked and met with members of the military that before, like, they're prepared that this is part of the job every time they walk out. It's not oh, shock horror. It's like, okay, well, we knew this day was coming, and this day's coming for me. You'll stand here for me at some point. It's down the road, and I'll see you down the road. It's Valhalla, man. It's like, it's where warriors go.
Yeah. Yeah. How did you find that scene, the end credit scene with the shepherd scene, shooting that? And what did you tell Glenn after that?
It was great.
Yeah.
Well, it was kind of like the same day when we did a story, a script read, and Brian kind of talked through the levels and what was coming up, and he dropped the information about each scene, and we were all in the room when we found out again. And Glenn is a pro of many years now, and he's died more times than I've been born. So it was just like, yeah, okay, no worries. And he cracks on, but he's brilliant. He's great to work with again. I just disappointed that I don't get to work with them as much anymore going forward. But he's brilliant, and I love the scene. I love the way it was shot. I love the way Negus lit it and shot it, and it looks like a fucking movie. And it was just it was great seeing it by Brian. Very simple. And I just love the line, would have done you any good. I loved it, delivered it well. And yeah.
I think it was important to have that as well, because you come off a bit of a lull, and then you need that kind of satisfactory sort of.
Yeah, you need a win.
You need a win.
A lot of people were like, I believe you let Makarov get away. It's like, did we want to kill him like so quickly? Like we want to chase him, don't we?
Of course.
We want to build that hatred, right? We want to build that want to get him. So don't worry, I'm sure we will.
Have you since you did COD, have you gone up for any other games? Have you attempted to? No. Wow.
No, I feel like I've done it. I feel like I've completed it. Now, I mean, he knows in 10, 15 years or whatever, but doing it alongside what I'm doing now, it's like
wouldn't make sense to you.
It won't get any. There's nothing bigger. There might be as big, but there's nothing bigger. And this is like, when this is on, then it's very time consuming anyway. So
I get it.
Downtime from doing this game, I like to do other stuff. So, doing TV and film and theatre, and then this alongside it. So I like to.
I know. I'm just selfishly asking for myself.
Well, down the line, you'll probably hear me do something in the future, when people aren't thinking of price all the time. But my face has kind of been nicked for a while. So,
6 would probably make a good game. Tell you what,
it'd be great. Yeah, I wondered if we'd actually put us in the game at some point. But yeah, 6 would have been great. Well, third season of 6 would have been great.
Is that still no chance?
I don't think it's a possibility, just because of who owned the rights to it and
all that sort of jargon. Yeah,
and how expensive it was to make, to be honest. And I also think, a lot of shows with the new deal that's come in and the way streaming's work, and a lot of shows that are being made aren't going to be made the same anyway. I just don't think the money's going to be there.
So I've got some Instagram pictures and some pictures from your life, and we just need the deeper story, Barry. All right, we just need we need to get behind the scene.
We got a top on.
Have we what? Yeah, we've got a top on. We've got a top on. The first one here, tell us about this. This is some phenomenal commitment to the bit.
Yeah, this is Yozza Hughes. This is me in Boys in the Black stuff, which I did last year in Liverpool, and which was announced 2 days ago that we're taking it to the National Theatre in London, and then hopefully into the West End after that. So,
congratulations!
Yeah, thank you. It's a piece of work very, very close to my heart and makes me very emotional. It's a full Scouse cast. Every member of the cast was from Liverpool. It's a story about my hometown, played in my hometown, about my hometown.
Is that where the emotion comes from?
Yeah. It's my people, and it just breaks my heart. The story of this particular man, I'm all about mental health, and this guy has everything taken from him because the system is against him, and he loses his wife and his children, and his identity, and
you have to play that every night.
Yeah, and he's a 40-year-old man in 1982, so it's not like he can ask for help or he can just cry. It's like it just wasn't a structured place, so he just doesn't know what it is to be a man if he can't provide, if he can't get a job and work and provide for his wife and kids. He just doesn't know he doesn't think there's anything else.
When is this show on? Because I might be in town around that time. I really want to go and see you, mate.
It's April, May. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome. We highly encourage everyone to get tickets if you can. Now, this is pretty sick. Let's be honest. It's your likeness too. Like, come on.
Huge highlights of last year. Getting your face on.
Fuck, man.
On the Sphere. I mean, it is nuts. It's weird because I was there. I did the photo shoot, and I'm just stood in this room in LA. Just with all that gear on, having that photo taken, and then like there you are on the Sphere in Las Vegas. It's bizarre how big this gig is. It's massive. Massive.
It's just
imagine how big my head is. Like, I need my head to be any bigger.
Are you kind of kicking yourself you weren't like in Vegas at the time to look up and kind of see it?
Cool. It would have been cool to see, but I wouldn't have got that angle. So,
Oh, fantastic! This is the one we were talking about before.
Yeah, great. Yeah, that's part of the studio where we filmed the game. So, we just finished breakfast there, and I think Graham wants to take a picture, so we just quickly dropped into character, which was hilarious. Julian's a good guy, so we had a lot of fun. He's a good part of the team. There's the band back in the day. Man, it's bright. It's red. There's a red hue to it there. There's Rob on the right hand side in the red, and Nick.
So you're dyeing the hair a little bit as well.
I was dyeing the hair at that point. I'd just come off the back of having flames. So basically, it was fire. So it was orange. It was red, orange, and yellow going up, And then I just thrown a red over it just before this photo shoot because I thought I was super fucking cool. Then
You are. Come on.
yeah, I mean, look, I've got an eyebrow piercing, I've got long hair, and I'm being all.
In all honesty, Barry, it seems like a different person in many respects. Do you feel that when you see that?
I love that. I love that guy. You know, he was fearless again. You know, he knew he was going to make it. He just didn't know. He didn't quite know how. So he just threw himself into everything, and yeah, it was a fun time. Fun time. Bit hazy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
90s, man.
Yeah, that's it, mate. That's it. Oh, and I've mugged you a little bit here, but what?
I trained hard for that. That was a party at our house in Santa Monica in LA a few years back, and it was a superhero. It was just maybe a fancy. So we've got my friend Liam there on one side with the beard, who came as a Wolverine.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can't see Mike's head, but Mike also came as Wolverine in the yellow suit and the uncool Wolverine and was very pissed off. Yeah, he was very pissed off that Liam had come as cool Wolverine. Liam come as fucking comic book yellow Wolverine man with his mask on. And then on my right there is Ted, who was one of the writers on a show called Revenge.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And he's as odd as he looks. And he came as Han Solo. That's what he's dressed in. And I'm He-Man. And I had the worst headache the next day because I just sprayed my hair with yellow spray paint. And the fucking metal must have just gone right through the spray into my brain. It was nothing to do with the alcohol, I'm sure. But
no, of course not. Where's that outfit now?
Only get it out for special occasions. Anniversaries.
The wife's birthday? Yeah. I was going to say the anniversary, yeah. Valentine's Day. Oh,
yeah, 100%.
Hey, with all those shows you've done, you know, Longmire, Revenge, Six, is there anything about these successful shows that kind of, is there a common bond with a successful show? Is it literally just the writer? Is it literally just that simple?
I think it comes down to the creators, really. The creators being strong enough to stick to their original idea for what it is they want to make. I think sometimes when creators bow to a studio or a network too much and start to water down their product or change it into something that we've seen before, or then she'll die quicker. But if you read so many scripts, you kind of know when something's going to be good. It's also important to have a really good team around you, good agent, good manager, who know that the people you're getting involved with have longevity and talent, and then you kind of go from there. And when you take those initial meetings, you can feel if it's going to be good. And then, as Walter Matthau says, to make it in Hollywood, it takes, talent and about 77 lucky breaks. So I think I've probably had about 50 at this point. So,
but do you consider yourself lucky? Do you like the word luck? Because there's a lot of hard work. Let's be honest.
Yeah, I think I've manifested a lot of both now consciously and unconsciously in the past. I think I've manifested a lot of what I've created, but I think being in the right place at the right time comes down to luck, being available for something. Somebody, actors, don't kid yourself. Somebody saying no to a certain role and then it coming to you. There's certain things like that down the line. I've turned down things in the past and then I've seen other actors be on this show and everyone love them in it and be like, that's crazy. And they'll never know that you've said no to something before. And I'm sure, tons of the stuff I've done, everything starts with Leo DiCaprio and Tom Hardy and you work back from there, don't you? You know what I mean? It's like...
Hey, it's funny you say that because, hold on, where is it? This is what I got sent. What's your reaction to that?
They're two very, very ruggedly handsome.
That's not bad, actually, is it?
Yeah, I'm pleased with that. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I think that would be just telling my kids to go to school. So it's got to, it's got to like look that hot. Just saying, get your bags ready for school, will you? Yeah. Compliments, I'll take it.
That's
I'll
it.
take it all day.
Hey, was this back in COVID times? When was this one taken? Do you remember?
No, this was before Modern Warfare 19, so this would have been
Oh, wow.
probably September, October 2019. Yeah. Just before. No, it would have been, just before launch. It was for the box. It was for the first box.
Mate, what does the wife think about that? Facial hair.
Not at that stage. At that stage, it's like, can this go away? There's a sweet spot.
I couldn't get away with that, Barry. I'm telling you.
That was way past the sweet spot. It's like Lemmy from Motorhead and the bass player from Sport. That's where we are.
Oh, goodness me. Couple more.
Fortunately, they make it look great in Photoshop.
I know. This is our first, when we did our first chat. I mean, I think we've gotten better looking since then. What do you reckon?
We have got better looking, but we've also been able to go to the barbers. Because I think we were in lockdown at that point. I mean, like, there was no fucking barbers open, so I know my hair was doing its own thing at that point.
Who was your barber? Yourself?
I just left it for a time, yeah.
Oh, you didn't even do anything? Yeah, right.
And then, I don't know, I think at some point I had like a little cheeky illegal cut somewhere.
I think you can reveal that now. You'll be right.
You know what? When I got my hair cut, I did the bay. That's what it was. I did the bay.
Oh, yeah.
Get a haircut before anywhere had opened up, and it was like heaven. You know, I mean, they were walking around in a fucking hazmat suit, but I was all right. And they were like chopping me hair, and you know, it was.
Oh, man. I was talking to someone the other day where they said they were shooting in Sweden and there was no lockdown at all. So they never really experienced it. I thought, wow, that's crazy.
I mean, it's just the most bizarre thing of all time, wasn't it? Oh, look at that group of people.
This is it, last one. Now, this must have been from the first game. Wow.
It was, yeah. Yeah, it was first day, not first day, but definitely one of the first weeks when we were all together, yeah. Yeah, there's Taylor on the far right as you're looking at it. He was our director, also the creator of Crash Bandicoot as well. Very, 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 very talented man.
He's off doing something secret, isn't he? Hopefully,
yes.
Hopefully see that soon.
Some people that we might know.
And is there nervous energy on a in the first few days? Do you feel that at all? Or is it excitement?
It's always like, first day of school nerves. It's always a bit like that when you start any new job. But there's always like an actor's shorthand that we're part of, that we get used to straight away. So it gets less as you go through your career. But there always should be a little bit of nerves. That's how you create stuff.
Hey, thanks for taking some time today, Barry. Again, third time, mate. And you were my 6th ever guest, and now I'm heading on 200. So thank you very much.
Come on. Oh, of course, it's a pleasure. No, I love having a chat with you, and it's great that people can kind of engage with the game this way. Yeah, so thanks to yourself, and thanks to everyone who enjoyed the game, and thanks to Christopher, the guest.
By the way, did you see the GTA 6 trailer?
I did, yeah. I did.
Pretty good. Pretty impressive.
It looks amazing. Amazing. I mean, I'm definitely going to play it. That's for sure.
Well, how do you reckon Price would go in that world?
Oh, it'd be great. I'd love to see it. I mean, he'll be made in there at some point, won't he? I mean,
yeah, he will. He'll be in there one day.
Get him in there, please.
Give it a year. Not even a year. Give it a month. It'll be there.
That's why 141 chasing an alligator out of somebody's bedroom.
I'm surprised Price isn't in like Fortnite or games like that yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, give it time.
Give it time. Anything else you want to plug, mate?
Well, just Boys in the Black stuff. If anyone's in the UK, those tickets go on sale for Liverpool. The Liverpool leg They're on sale now. The National Theatre goes on sale in February, and then look out for that. I've got Passenger coming up on ITV.
What's that about, by the way? I'm really.
Passenger.
Sounds great.
It's unnatural goings on in a small mining town.
Yeah.
And very, very weird, creepy, kind of got Stranger Things.
Is it like a thriller or?
It's kind of like a thriller horror comedy. Yeah, it's
okay.
it's too. I think people are gonna love it. I can't wait for it to come out. I play a very an emo man.
Really, really. Have you ever played anyone like that before?
Tattoos, long hair coming down over the face.
You're kidding? Really?
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Wow, that must have been fun. Shit.
It was, yeah. There's a lot of Barry in it, I'll tell you.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so it's been a pleasure. And
Stream
some more
Elite?
exciting stuff coming. Yeah, Stream Elite's always there. People want to purchase stuff. There's a really exciting job coming down the line, which hasn't been released yet. But once it is, you'll know about it because I do that socials. But thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.
Before I let you go, mate, Price, can he say something to Dan? We always round it out like this.
Dan, this has been our hat trick. As a man of impeccable taste in hats, it has been a pleasure to share this hat trick with you, sir.